Hello, welcome to a LawBreakers commentary with me, Bluegill75, playing as a battle medic. LawBreakers is an FPS game, as you can realize, with classic-based characters with the unique ability that some areas of the game has low gravity. That's one of their selling points. Thankfully, everybody has jetpacks with variations that boost in skills. Like the field medic has it's kind of like a gliding ability. You can kind of fly around. So this is a low gravity zone right here. Everybody's flying around. There's these metal spears that are gravity forces. So if you're closer to spears, you're gonna orbit around it. Or you can use guns. You can shoot your gun and you generate a force that way, so you can propel yourself around the map that way as well. The battle medic has 2 spears. When you see them in the corner, that means you have a drone that you can send out. You can only send out 2 drones at a time, and they stay with that person for about 6 seconds roughly. They heal them for about 200 HP, I believe, and give them a little shield. So when you send out a drone, you can't send it back. You have to wait for them to come back to you. And right here, each character has their special or their ultimate, call it whatever you like. Mine is the defense grid. So when I create a defense grid, any teammates inside of it, including myself, are healed for about 300 HP, I believe. And enemy shots can't go through it, but enemies can walk through it. So bullets can't go through it, but enemies can, so that's something to be very careful of. So you might have heard of LawBreakers having a low player base. So the developer is Boss Key Productions, one of the key members being Cliff Bleszinski, I believe his name is. He's known for the Gears of War series, and he went on his own after leaving Epic Games to make this game. It's a game that I'm quite interested in. My first impressions thus far is something I'm quite interested in playing more of. This match is one that I want to show because I'm interested in playing more of this game. After playing this match, I was like, I'm really interested in playing this game. But I didn't have a chance to buy it for a discount during free weekend. So I'm not sure if I want to dump $40 Canadian into this game right this second. It's kind of depending on what you guys think. Is this a game that you're interested in seeing more of? Is this a game that you yourself are interested in, but you just want to see somebody play it more? Because I have no problem with playing the game. I'm just thinking, like, is this a game that people are going to bother watching? Because regardless, I'm going to keep playing it, but are there going to be many people watching, or would people rather watch something else? So, playing support, I found that I didn't have too much trouble with playing the game modes. As you can see from the HUD, the mode's called Occupy. There are capture zones that spawn randomly around the map. And not quite randomly, but in different areas of the game, like in tight areas like this, where if there's an enemy on the point, you and the enemy have to get one off the point so that your team can get points. But even if there are 2 teams on the same point, the timer still goes down, so you have to try to get the enemy off the point as quickly as possible so that you can start getting points. But the match lasts for quite a while. This one had 200 points to get points. 200 points to get points, okay. And there's lots of times you have to just run around the map, try to keep enemies off the points. There are some classes that can push back or generate force to get the other team off. You can see there's 9 classes. If you play a lot of Team Fortress 2, you kind of have a rough idea of what they are. There's assassins, there's enforcers, there's titans, there's juggernauts. So there's some tanky characters. Some of their specials, they can make more armor for themselves, but they're really slow. But they have lots of HP. So kind of typical. The one shooting the electricity, that was the Titan, I believe. His special is that he generates a lot of HP and he starts shooting electricity, kind of like Winston Tesla kinda. So if you're coming from Overwatch and you're taking a look at this game, there is some familiarity, but I didn't find it was kind of a knockoff in a sense. This game has a lot of charm for me, because I found like there was it was kind of mixing together a lot of existing ideas, but it does have an interesting idea of using low gravity and having jetpacks and such. I never had a chance to play Titanfall, so I can't say what it's like compared to Titanfall. I can only come from my experience from being primarily a support player and playing class-based games like Team Fortress 2, Overwatch, Astronauts, games like that, as I cover on the channel. So I am kind of interested in playing this game. The field medic, he doesn't have a healing beam like other medics do. He only has his support drones and he has his defense grid, which are both on cooldown, so you really do have to consider that when you're playing as field medic. There's the field medic, battle medic, I keep getting them mixed up. The Harrier is a support class as well. They're kind of speedy, they shoot I believe they're the ones that shoot laser weapons, but they can deploy a station, kind of like the excuse me, the engineer who can deploy station and give fuel and healing to their team. So the little bar on the left is my fuel. So when I'm gliding around with my jetpack ability, it doesn't burn as much as I do if I try to jump and boost myself. But I can't be wasting either. I can't just fly around the map as much as I like. I'm gliding around right now and I've already used up half of my fuel, but it does regenerate, thankfully. But I have to be mindful because I do get a little speed boost, so I can try to fly away, or I can try to stay above my team and keep an eye on them. Or I can use my weapons, my main weapon being a grenade launcher, so it's a big benefit for me to stay on top of everyone, but in tight spaces like this, it's a little difficult to keep myself alive. I believe I can damage myself with the grenade launchers. I'm not too certain, but it's not a whole lot, but I do have a lot of experience playing Devilman from Team Fortress 2, so I was able to get a grasp of the Battle Medic's grenade launcher pretty quickly. He does have a sidearm, the pistol. It's like it shoots three bullets at a time, but I never really thought of really using the pistol, but then again, I'm still quite new at this. I found the matchmaking wasn't too bad. I found this match was really solid, but there were matches where either my team wiped the floor with their team or vice versa. But even then, when I found that we weren't doing so well, I found that I still had a lot of potential in turning the match around, even though I was playing just support. Because most of the matches aren't just about getting kills. Some of them are. There are some deathmatch modes. This one is just occupy a zone, and if the enemy team is not in that zone, you get points for doing that. So some characters have kind of like a forced pushback. Some of them they're really tanky, so that can be helpful, but using my drones and using the defense grid to lock down a point, like so, staying in this point, trying to stay in the defense grid and keep people out of my defense grid, I can make use of that. There is also a melee attack. It's more of a kick. What I found pretty interesting about the kick ability, everybody can do it. Some people have rocket boots, so they can kind of rocket kick someone in the face, which is pretty amusing. But when you kick someone, you can leave a decal. It's like when you spray the wall, you kick the wall, and you leave footprint. That's either a spray that you unlock, or when you kill someone with your kick, it leaves the decal on their screen when you kill them. There's been a couple times where someone did a death kick to me, and I had the decal right across the screen, which is really intriguing. I found that really interesting. Kind of adds a kind of a personal middle finger to you in that kind of way. So I was kind of getting discouraged in this match the way it was going. I thought I was the Law, but where I thought I was a Breaker. So there's two teams. There's the Law and there's Breakers. The LawBreakers. So you might notice that each team has their own slew of characters. It's not just like most games where you'll see the same character on both teams. It's more like one character is only on one team, even though there are two battle medics. There's two different characters, but they have the same stats. So it's mostly just for cosmetic uses, more like to give a field of immersion, so you're not seeing two of the same character on the same team. So when you're fighting an enemy battle medic, it's never going to be a clone of yourself, which I kind of found to be quite refreshing, honestly. Like, instead of being a medic or playing a Mercy, for example, I'm not seeing other Mercies, and it kind of like, oh yeah, it's kind of a competitive gaming kind of thing. It kind of gives a suspension of belief, if you will, which I found it was a nice touch. I kind of like what they did there, and the game does have customization and points, like in the terms of the loot boxes. You can unlock skins, you can unlock decals, or like different grades of skins for your characters, like rare, ultra rare, legendary, or boss even. I'm not sure if I'm the target demographic. I found the music it's like kind of a dubstep or techno. I don't really know. I don't listen to that kind of music, but I kind of found some points it's like, am I the key person they're trying to market to? But I can always just turn the music off, I suppose. I'm just kind of nitpicking. And I don't think I was on the right spot here. And this control point right here, I think I'm supposed to be below. But the way the HUD had it look like, I was supposed to be right there. And I was kind of confused by that. I don't know if I'm capturing points where I am, or if I'm just kind of not being too useful. But there were a lot of people going for me anyway, so I think my presence on the ground there allows me to capture points. And there's been some controversy about a new update in LawBreakers. There was this 1.4 update that gives everybody regenerating health. And the controversy behind that is like, everybody has more health, and they did the regenerating health to increase the average lifespan for all the players, because they found that a lot of times, I tend to die quite a bit too, but they found that a lot of people were respawning more than they were actually playing, so they kind of wanted to address that. But people have been saying like people can just run away, regenerate the health, and then start fighting again. So there has been some issues about that. If you are interested in buying this game, I would suggest doing some research and see like how everything is. If you're going to play this game, there is going to be the obvious matchmaking issue, but really the only way to address that, the free weekend has been really good. The free weekend allowed me to be hands-on with this game and let me decide for myself if I like the game or not. Because I have been watching other people's videos about LawBreakers, and it looked quite interesting, but I wasn't able to be quite convinced by the gameplay itself. I had to play the game for myself and determine if I want to look into this game more or not. And spending a few hours, it kind of convinced me I really do like this game. I really do think this game could do well. And it's quite encouraging to see that the development team they believe in this game. They put a lot of work into it, and there is some charm to it. It's mostly the small details. Like, I'm not usually someone who really cares for graphics. I tend to veer more towards cartoony-like games like Magicka or Astronauts. Realism doesn't really do a whole lot for me. I more prefer kind of an escape from reality. I'm just that kind of person. So the graphics didn't really do a whole lot for me, but I do like, you can kind of see my character. He's on the Breakers team. He did a lot of cybernetic enhancements to himself. He has a prosthetic jaw. He's mostly prosthetic, mostly part cybernetic. Most of the Breakers, they have something happen to them, or just like the general criminal kind of character. Whereas the law enforcement, they kind of look all heroic kind of thing. Like the Law's battle medic is kind of a typical Valkyrie character. So it's kind of interesting to like see like Law and Breakers kind of duking it out all the time. It kind of sets the world for me kind of quite convincingly. And I found it wasn't too difficult getting used to the grenade launcher, but you have to really make note that you can fly around, you can glide around, and low gravity doesn't seem to impact my grenades all that much. I had to play the other classes for a little bit before I could get it adjusted to grenade launcher. I found that was the biggest challenge. Using a grenade launcher to either give suppressing fire or to protect myself. It's kind of a little weird. I didn't have a healing beam or a healing gun or nothing like that. Because a lot of the other games I played, I've always had a healing gun, like the Medic or Mercy, or I've had a healing staff like in Magicka, or even a healing ability like Voltar. He's got a healing ability plus basic ability attack, but this guy, Feng or Toki, I think her name is, on the Law team, they don't have an active healing ability. It's more of a, well, healing, like a basic healing. It's an ability. Like, I have my special or my ultimate, whatever you want to call it. That and my drones, they're both on cooldown, so I can't be healing constantly. So it's not so much class-based, it's more like I kind of have to fend for myself too, but I can also give a lot of supporting fire as well. So it's not like if you're trying to fight, say, a Reinhardt or a Heavy, and they're just being healed non-stop, it's just really difficult to take them out. I can't say too much about the Harrier. I never really gave a chance to try them out because I want to improve playing the Battle Medic as much as I could. Where well, the thing is that I have 2 jobs, so I don't have a whole lot of free time like I used to, but I do try to make time to try to upload a video each week. I am trying to get my Twitch schedule figured out. I'm hoping to stream 3 times a week. Probably in the mornings. I do 1 job freelance, and I do 1 job the schedule kind of changes around, so I'm trying to set a schedule that's set in stone enough that I can do that reliably. I was hoping to stream twice this week, but I've been busy with other things, so my apologies for people who have been waiting for me to stream, but I'm just trying to get my schedule sorted out before I do that. And we're getting near the end of the match now. We are almost at 200 points. It's been pretty close this entire time. The enemy team was ahead by a little bit, but I realized that I can try to help out too and try to gather points. Just use my grenade launcher for burst damage. Well, not so much burst damage, but area of effect. If I hit one person and someone's right beside them, I can lay some damage too. But I can also really take advantage of my defense grid, my special, and kind of zone out an area. If someone wants to take care of us, they have to get up close. And then I can use my grenade launcher and take them out pretty quickly. And I think they were Titans. They're pretty tanky characters. There's also a Juggernaut. They have a lot of HP. Juggernauts are actually robots. They have a lot of armor. They have really powerful guns if you get up close to them. So somebody who's trying to be an assassin character, you have to be very, very careful about approaching them. It's mostly just about laying down a lot of damage onto them so that they can be out of the way and you can continue capturing points. But they're not the fastest characters either, where they're so heavy and they're so tanky as well. And I kept thinking, like, we might lose. I don't know if we're gonna get it. And this character had an ability canceling skill that kind of reduced my output for what I could do. So that looks like the capture point there. I've been up in the little tunnel that whole time, so I didn't quite realize that. I don't know if the HUD. It seemed like when I was getting close enough to it, I was doing something, or that was an illusion that I thought I was being useful. But I was still making sure to try to heal people as well, and to be useful in that regard too. But I really do like the gliding ability that my jetpack does, because it still allows me to catch up to people at the cost of using up some jet fuel, and to try to be speedy. Oh, that's a Juggernaut right there. They look a little scary, but we were able to take care of them quite well, because I was able to heal people and lay down my specials fairly often. We were able to get 43 points for that. So, let me know what you think of this video. Let me know what you think of LawBreakers. Are you interested in this game? Are you playing a different game and that's taking up most of your time if you're playing a different multiplayer game? Or if it just doesn't interest you, that is something, depending on the interest for this video and for this game, I may make more content for it. And that's the MVP there. But I think I got second. The game grades you on your performance too, so even if you don't do all that well, it will tell you you still did all right, they were just better. And I managed to get an achievement for getting an S+, so I did. Even the game thought I did really well, and I thought I did the best I could too, so like, it was a really close match, and it was a really good job on everybody's part. So that is a game with really good matchmaking, thanks to the free weekend. And I hope that LawBreakers can get more players as well. And perhaps I will make more content for it too. So, that was LawBreakers. My name has been Bluegill75. Thank you very, very much for watching.